In case some of you were falling asleep. Actually, I'll probably start with asking you if you have any questions. Anybody? No questions? What's up?
Some meetings that for example, there is a workshop on localization for first responders that happens every year for the past 6-7 years at Bursa Polytechnic Institute. And over there you see representatives from industry, from user groups. There has been clearly stated that we need such a standard because there is quite a bit of confusion. Every year we see this, and every year they say, okay, should we go for 1 foot accuracy? Some people say we need 1 foot accuracy. Some people say something else. But even before, when you talk about this, they have realized that you need a way of measuring performance before you even, these numbers do not mean anything if you don't have a good, consistent way of measuring these things. So there have been requests for that. In the context of mining, the same thing. We had there was a meeting recently, and representatives from industry were there, from standardization groups, from other people. And one of the things that came from this meeting was a need for this sort of thing. So those are a couple of examples of the demand for this.
Professor Palwa?
One question that I had from the beginning was that you're talking about indoor geolocation for commercial application. Now we're talking about maps, data, which is collected, and location of access points. What type of standardization really is needed for that, to your opinion, to allow these multiplicity of people who are collecting the data, they're collecting the map, to cooperate with one another and make a better life for users?
Okay, I think there's a lot of dimensions to that question. So, there's already map standards, and so we shouldn't redesign anything there. There's standardized formats for expressing floor plan. So it's just a question of getting them into the indoor positioning infrastructure. So I think you can do that today with Google allows for this to be uploaded. A lot of companies allow it to be uploaded. So, really I think it's just a transport protocol using existing formats. So that's not something you would do, it's not something I talked about. It wouldn't be in LPPE, it wouldn't be in SUPL, which is a protocol between the mobile and the server. So it'd be some kind of back-end infrastructure. This is something the OCG could do, it's something the IETF could do, but I think it's just a basic transport program.
I think in my case, actually, I had a very, very simple question I raised to some of my students. We have these maps of different floors of application laboratory, digital laboratory, that 3 floors, we have 3 maps. And we wanted to bring them up so that when the students are coming in, at least they can just get it done. So they send it to Google 2-3 months ago, no result. Now they are trying to have it with other companies. Still we have no result. I think one thing that users in particular need is like that. I have a map, just a scan. I want to just put it on the web because people come to my store, to my campus, they want to find anything in that regard, that just any sort of map, like a scan map, PDF map, can be used. Or can be accessed with other people.
Yeah, I personally think we shouldn't get too carried away with adding more formats, right? There are well-defined formats, so we should try to start with them. If every donut shop in the world is just faxing in a hand drawing of their building, I think that's not very scalable.
What can you do about it? Because at the end, I think the maps are not going to produce by like putting anything to use it. It's going to be like just access point. Each person puts access point wherever they want. Maps, you have somebody sketches. So this is my map. What I want it to be in the net. Somebody comes to my home, knows where to go, for example, or somebody comes to my campus. But that's my choice. I put it on the hand sketch. But there should be a mechanism for people to retrieve it automatically, I think.
Well, for the access points, we can obviously crowdsource, right? So one of the problems you'll see is that a venue might upload or provide to the service provider the list of the access points and their locations, but that's coming from maybe IT management, and IT management told real estate construction to install them, and those individuals saw that there was a conference going in, and instead of installing them here, they installed them across the hallway, right? And then they didn't feed that back to the process. So through crowdsourcing, I think we can correct the location of the access points, but if somebody throws up a drywall, after the maps have been updated, then that's a little more complicated.
So I think that's what is coming to. Like, people should have private ownership of those maps and location, and they have to be responsible for recovery. Just like internet, I create like a website, and then 10 years later, it may be there, and even I don't know about it. The same would be about the maps I think, and about the location of access. But somebody should pursue that at least. Is there any persuasion on that?
Yeah, I'm not aware of any. This is probably more of like a, maybe a handwriting recognition standard or something, not a location standard. So, not my area of expertise.
Steve, would you like to add something?
I don't think I've got very much more to add. It's just I'm also concerned about the accuracy and and how long things stay accurate. There's a certain point where things are so out of date that they're practically disinformation, and they're maybe worse than being used. So that we might be concerned.
But I think your point is that if the venue owner is interested in providing a good service, and that's a theme I think we heard a couple times today, they'll have to invest the time and the energy. You want a certain baseline foundation for the venue operator not having to do much other than providing some kind of floor plan and some kind of information about the location of the access points, and that should give you some baseline, 10-meter accuracy or something, right? If you want to fine-tune it, then they maybe have to deploy more access points. They need to be careful about reporting them at their exact location, and yet they should make sure that the floor plan is as accurate as possible and keep it current over time. So I do think that you'll see standards that allow venues to automate the uploading of this to the service providers, right? With a limited set of formats, probably.
Cheryl?
I'll just add a little bit. There's ISO Technical Committee 211 that has standards on GIS aspects of localization and location-based services. So there might be some activities in that space.
What we heard today a lot was how standardization can help in delivering the service between different entities that there are related in the delivery of services. Now, my question is this. If standardization in the future can help to create new technologies,